Nuggets are going to be the #1 seed in the West. However, Jamal Murray really hasn't been himself since the bubble. So we're looking at the Nuggets. It's definitely a question mark because I don't think they have enough firepower to be able to win the West, especially with Jokic just strained his calf going into the playoffs. But I actually think that's just no, we're resting Jokic because he's carried our entire team to the #1
season.
The entire season. Like he's been carrying the team, and then he has a bad game, and then people try and rip him because they want Joel Embiid to be the MVP so bad this year. And then #2, we have the Memphis Grizzlies. So the Memphis Grizzlies had a little bit of a dramatic spell with Ja Morant, but Desmond Bane is really starting to pick up the scoring towards the end of the year. Jaren Jackson Jr., who's an elite center that they drafted, is going to be a huge piece for them offensively. And then if you get Steven Adams back, you have Dylan Brooks, and then you still have Ja Morant. I actually think this is the best shot that the Grizzlies have to make an NBA Finals because
For sure.
not only do you have a wide open Western Conference where it's a good conference, but I don't think there's any elite teams in the West this year. So it's like, unless the Warriors bump it all the way up, I think every team is pretty much even, and it's going to come down to matchups. And then you have the Sacramento Kings shocking the entire NBA this year.
Beam.
Going out there, getting Domantas Sabonis, and then you trade Buddy Hield to Indiana, bring in Sabonis with De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox leads the league in fourth quarter scoring this year.
Yeah.
Most important player in the Western Conference, just playoff-wise with what it would mean for his team. Andrew Wiggins is back. Andrew Wiggins had some issues. No one knows what it is, and we want to respect his privacy, but he was out for the Golden State Warriors for the past few months, and everyone's like, why can't they defend anybody? First of all, Warriors are not playing interested in unless the Warriors bump it all the way up. I think every team is pretty much even, and it's going to come down to matchups. And then you have the Sacramento Kings shocking the entire NBA this year.
Beam.
Going out there, getting Domantas Sabonis, and then you trade Buddy Hield to Indiana, bring in Sabonis with De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox leads the league in fourth quarter scoring this year.
Yeah, he's been a monster for him.
He's been absolutely elite this year. He's the player you thought they were drafting. And you know a player who was drafted before him by the Lakers? Lonzo Ball. Come on, Lakers. What are we doing here? You guys could have had
that a lot.
De'Aaron Fox, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James. Or you probably would have traded him to New Orleans, and then he would have been playing with Zion and Brandon Ingram. But like, you still could have drafted De'Aaron Fox instead of Lonzo Ball. And then after that, it kind of goes downhill from there.
At that point, it really is just
Suns.
I mean, the Suns are the 4th seed. They have a 2.5 game lead over the Clippers, but like from the 5th seed all the way down to the 12th seed, it's 11.5 games back all the way to 16. So it's like a 5-game distance between the Clippers, Warriors, Lakers, Pelicans, Timberwolves, OKC Thunder, Mavericks, and the Jazz.
Yeah, and I think we didn't know the status of probably the most important player in the Western Conference, just playoff-wise with what it would mean for his team. Andrew Wiggins is back. Andrew Wiggins had some issues. No one knows what it is, and we want to respect his privacy, but he was out for the Golden State Warriors for the past few months, and everyone's like, why can't they defend anybody? First of all, Warriors are not interested in playing regular season defense. When the playoffs come around, Kevon Looney, Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins is going to be back. Also, Gary Payton the second was also out for a majority of the season, so you're going to get him back. So now you have that legitimate defensive unit, and then Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole has proven he can be a legitimate scorer in the playoffs. He was very important in that playoff run. This is a team, if any team flips the switch, if there's any team I don't want to see in a 7-game series, it's Steph Curry, because he's going to relish in the fact that he has a chance to go up against Kevin Durant, the guy who left him, the guy who everyone said saved Steph Curry's career. I really want a conference championship of Suns Warriors. I think this is what we deserve. I think this is what the NBA fans want. And I think this conference is going to come down to 3 teams, and that's going to be the Grizzlies as a wild card. And then if KD is healthy, He is 6-0 with the Suns right now. They're undefeated. He's averaging 27 points, pretty efficient. And then with KD, he got 30 points the other night, and he had one of his most efficient games. Devin Booker's being more efficient because
Right.
he's getting more open looks. DeAndre Ayton is more efficient now. He even had a nice little 7-for-9 game the other night. And then you have Chris Paul, the ultimate point guard. Steph Curry has beef with all of them. He has beef with Devin Booker. He has beef with Chris Paul, and he has beef with Kevin Durant, and so does Draymond Green. So I think this is going to be the two teams in the Western Conference right now. Unfortunately, Paul George is hurt right now, but I think it's going to come down to Suns Warriors, and I think the Grizzlies are a team. If they get hot and then Desmond Baines and Dylan Brooks can hit a shot, I think it's going to be a very interesting matchup between the three of those. And then you even have a team like the Lakers coming on hot.
What's interesting for me is the Suns and Warriors could potentially be in the first round
I hope so.
because they are tied with the Clippers for the 5th seed. I don't believe in the Clippers. I don't have any reason to. They haven't gelled all season. I like Kawhi. I like Paul George, but like that
Yeah.
team they never gel. And then for me, I'll give respect to the Nuggets. I think they can still win a couple of rounds. I don't trust them to win out of the West just because you got to have two. You got to have two guys, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. You have in the Warriors, you had Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and then eventually Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Lakers, Anthony Davis, LeBron James. I mean, you got to have two. And unless if your name is Giannis Antetokounmpo, you usually need a second one. And even him, he had
Chris Middleton. And
so,
Drew Holiday.
Yeah, he had a nice team. For the West, I'll give credit to the Nuggets. I'm going to still have them being competitive. I like the Grizzlies. Got to respect the